guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Soul Sunny, and today I am going to talk about my fitness journey and how I lost 59 pounds. Um, First off, let me just start off by saying I have always struggled with my weight. I remember being very, very young and having issues with food. Um, I remember going into kindergarten. My mom had to take me to my wellness check, and I remember the doctor weighing me and telling my mom specifically that I needed to lose weight, and saying that was very unhealthy and that I needed to change my diet. Um, I remember that same day my mom went home and got rid of everything. She changed my diet completely from one day to another, and I flipped out, you guys. I remember crying and fighting with her because she was not making the same foods she used to, or if she was not giving me enough. I've always struggled with my weight. I remember going into high school and being very unhealthy. I would say that in high school I was not big. I was thin, but I was very unhealthy. I would skip meals and I would work out, and basically I would starve myself. Um, and then coming out of high school, I really didn't care. I fluctuated a lot. My weight went up, my weight went down. Um, Fast forward to 2018, 2019, I started gaining a lot of weight. You know, you get into a relationship and you guys go out to eat a lot. And that became a habit for us. We would eat a lot, we would eat out a lot, and we would make very unhealthy choices. Um, I remember not being able to tie my shoes and not being able to go up the stairs, and by that time we used to live at an apartment complex on the third floor, and it was a struggle going up the stairs, and it was a struggle going down the stairs, which is easier. um, it was a struggle every day. The worst part was not being able to tie my shoes, um, or going to the store and trying on clothes. And for anyone, um, when you see something you like and you don't fit it, it's very depressing. Um, so I would come out of the stores crying and being very upset at myself and being very unhappy, and not confident. And for me, confidence is everything. And I was just at a very low place in my life. So I decided to change my lifestyle. I started working out slowly, probably 2 times a week. Mind you, it is super hard when you are in a relationship and your partner doesn't want to lose weight. It is so hard because either you're trying to eat healthy and they're eating something so delicious and amazing in front of you, and you're just like, man, I just want to eat the same thing. So it was very hard for me. Like I was saying, I was working out by myself, and I remember going into the gym here at my apartment complex and being freaking lost, you guys. I looked like a sad, lost puppy. I didn't know how to work out. I remember going home and YouTubing a lot of workouts and following random stories on YouTube, trying to get motivated and trying to find workouts that were gonna help me. And I did, and I lost 20 pounds, but I was doing the same workouts all the time. I changed my diet, but I thought it was a good diet, but it wasn't. So I was able to lose 20 pounds by myself, which I was very happy with. And then I hit my plateau. And I was in my plateau for almost 3 months, and I was so frustrated. I wanted to give up. And I remember going to work and telling my manager how frustrated I was because she was on the same journey and she was looking amazing and losing all this weight. And she invited me to her gym. And I was very skeptical at first, especially because my idea of a gym um, and going in there and being intimidated. And so I blew it off and I kept working out. And of course, I was disappointed, so I went from 3 days to two to one, and then I was slowly getting back into my old habits. And um, I got very upset at myself, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go check this gym out. What's the worst that can happen? And I remember going into the class with my manager and meeting Monica, and her being so welcoming and me feeling so comfortable, and this idea that I had in my mind about this gym was so wrong. I did the 30-minute class, and I'm telling you guys, I almost passed out. I remember Coach Monica coming up to me and being like, "Are you okay?" And me looking at her and being like, "Yeah, I don't feel good," like, and basically looking real crazy. um, so after that day, I went home and decided to keep going to that gym. And I remember the first meeting I had with Moni, I weighed myself and I weighed 220. 225. I weighed 225, and her just being so comforting and her being so amazing and just being like, "5, now let's get to work." And her going through my diet and this idea of me being healthy and working out, it was, I wasn't doing it right. She changed my whole diet, and she motivated me to come to the gym and classes more often. And I slowly got really into it. I got into it, and I think the one thing that pushed me was going through bad times, and instead of me running to food, which I usually would have done, I ran to the gym. And I remember going through a really tough time, and after class, Monica coming up to me and taking me aside and just being like, "Hey, whatever you're going through, it's gonna get better." And I had never even told her anything that was going on. And I looked at her and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Whatever you're going through, it's gonna get better." And she looked at me, and I looked at her straight in her eyes, and I literally this close to crying. And I said, "What makes you say that?" She's like, "You can tell." She's like, "Your eyes look sad." And she said, "You're strong, you're beautiful, you're determined." She's like, "And use this gym as your therapy. Use iron as your therapy." And I took that and ran with it. I was there probably 4 times a week. I changed a lot of stuff in my life. I was more active. I went basically balls to the wall, and took advantage of Moni when she didn't have a client in, and I said, "Hey, show me how to do this." And of course, being Moni, she showed me how to do it. She changed my life. She changed my life. She changed me. I remember us being in the gym alone and me just telling her how I felt, and her making me look in the mirror and say, "Tell yourself you love yourself." And she said, "We're not doing anything else until you do that." And I said, "Moni, like, that's stupid. I'm not going to do that." And I would fight with her. She said, "You need to do that right now. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself." And I would look at myself in the mirror and chant, "I love myself. I love myself. I love myself." And we would every workout we would start that way. So she made me start loving myself again, and that just lit a fire inside of me. And so as of now, I am 186, which I am super proud of. It's been really tough. I have found many replacements for a lot of stuff. Coming from a hardcore Mexican family, of course, there's tortillas, there's carnitas, barbacoa, frijoles, everything you can literally think of, my mom makes. And so it was really hard trying to kind of explain to her that I wasn't eating like that anymore. And so she started working with me. One thing that's been really hard as well has been beer. You guys, I love beer naturally. I love tasting beer. I love trying different beers. I love beer. So that's still been a struggle for me, but this journey is not done. I have way more goals. Yeah, everyone loves looking good and everyone loves fitting clothes just like I loved it. But it's much more than that. It's naturally being healthy and happy. And this journey is just going to keep getting better and better because I have way more goals, and I want you guys to follow me on this journey.
What was the
Stop.
last
Don't
time?
you do it. You want the last time number first?
What do you want me to do?
Let me give you the first. Let me give you the last time
Okay.
number so we can know.
Ready.
Oh, I know why you're nervous.
Why?
Because
Plateau.
I gave you that goal to get down to the 185.
I literally have not had any food or.
And I'm surprised you haven't weighed yourself, because you are a weigh queen.
Should I just do it?
Why isn't this pulling up? Jeez, hold on.
I know, I weigh myself like, what, every day?
Yeah, and I told you you're not supposed to. Even though I understand that, because I found myself recently a month behind. I mean, at a month.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Wow!
Oh, damn.
What? What? Oh my gosh!
Oh, did you get that on film?
Yeah.
186, mommy, what the?
See? I told you you could do
my
it. I
gosh.
told you, Pat, of doing these things, you'll be the 50-year-old chick that was 25 because you're so fit and you're so healthy. Not 50 and broke down because you didn't take care of your life.
Yeah.
It'll catch up with you. Time goes by quick. You just said you're almost 30.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You really are.
Yep.
But if your body is 50 and you're 30, you're not going to enjoy your 30s.
Yeah.
You'll be broke down a mountain.
Yeah.
That's a movie, but.
Just had to sneak that in there.
But you know what I'm saying?
you mean so much to me, and you changed my life, and I will forever tell you every day.
I know you do. she literally tells
And I
me.
tell about, don't want to talk about
Yeah,
her, like, money.
she literally tells me almost daily how much I've changed her life and
And-
how much she loves me.
And I tell, like, I don't tell a lot of people this, but, like, when I was going through the hardest process of my life, you were there for me.
Yeah.
You were my therapist.
I wasn't her therapist, but
you brought me through it.
I was there because I understood what she was going through, and I told her this is the time you get in fifth gear and knock it in fifth gear. You're not gonna let that situation take you off your tracks at all.
It was that push that I needed, and I was here, and I was like, all right, work.
I said, let this be your therapy. Come in here and let it out on the iron, let it out. And she went into fifth freaking gear for real. And I was like, whoa. She was like, I'll show you. Yes. Excuse me. And that's exactly.
Thank you so much, guys, for checking out my fitness journey. Don't forget to show MVP Fitness some love on their Facebook page or go check them out in HUTTO.